Oh, as always, whew, forgetting about the old microphone. Let me pull it close to my gourd so you can hear me. Hey, everybody. I am Joshua, and today this is another Delver bonus stream where I have been taking the lunch hour to work on a separate project, but I'm really trying to get focused down on Delver and trying to get it done. Also, I was working on the BS Chess project, but I've thoroughly I don't know, like the project I no longer have any desire to work on the BS Chess project, so I have stopped working on it because my lunchtime project is supposed to be fun. So yeah, let's do that. So hey, I am Joshua. Let me flip over here real quick. This is going to be a Delver bonus stream. You can find out more about Delver at delvergame.com behind my head here. Delver is a procedural dungeon crawler with fantasy first-person and roguelike elements. It is lo-fi, big, chunky, crunchy pixels done by me. I'm the art guy. The other person working on this project, yes, it is a two-person project, is called Chad, or Cuttigan, or Interrupt, or whatever his long list of aliases is. He is the original creator and primary programmer and business person, designer, all that stuff. The truth of the matter is we are a small team that work on this in our free time, so we wear a lot of hats. Oh hey, speak of the devil! And he shall appear. Cool. So yeah, so delvergame.com, trying to get early access. We're available on Steam in early access for $7.99. When we release, we'll be raising the price to $9.99. It represents 4 years of development and 15 or so updates of improvements. So we think the $2 bump in price is definitely worth it. There's also a Humble widget if that's your jam. You still get a Steam key. I mentioned the Steam version twice. It's because the Steam version is the most to-date version. And to answer the big question off the top, we are updating the other platforms. Yes, we will update Humble. Yes, we will update Android once the Steam version is finished. Once that version is finished, then we'll turn our eyes towards the Android and Humble platforms and potentially iOS. When did I start to make this game? Cuttigan is the original creator. He started making this in what, 2012? 2013? Something like that. I think I've been on the project since 13 or so. Oh man. Oh, you found the original post there? Ooh, March 2nd of 2012. Lovely stuff. Yep. Yep, so if you follow that forum, it has a good chunk of the early development of Delver in it. But today, I am going to work on improving our gamepad support. So let's take a peek. I think so it looks like I am up to date. Cool. Let's just take a gander here. And also, let's take a current look at the state of the gamepad support. So I do have my little 360 wireless controller here. Let's give Delver a spin and see where it's at and what changes I can make. I guess if I'm being honest, I'm working on making these changes because I will be showing this tomorrow at the G2 event in Seattle. So if you live in the Seattle area or Tacoma or Pacific Northwest in general, and you feel like traveling up to Seattle town, you should. The G2 event I think is $30 or less to get in. It's Saturday and Sunday. It is a video game and VR and AR and all kinds of other weird, cool geek stuff. There's drone racing and dodgeball. It's a blast. I had a really lot of fun showing Delver there last year. We'll be showing it again this year, but I want to make sure that our gamepad support is shored up a bit because it's much easier to demo something with a gamepad rather than having somebody sit down at a mouse and keyboard. Granted, I think the mouse and keyboard is probably the best experience, but having a gamepad playable is important to us, and we know it's important to you too. So off the top, no, oh, whoa, what just happened here? Delete button event. Interesting. Interesting. So does the... Because I was going to say, it looks like the controller doesn't do anything in the beginning. Maybe it is. So I can hit A, and that will go here. Um, I'm trying to recreate that. Yeah. Button get listeners. So just by hammering buttons on the gamepad, I can crash the main menu, which is not super great. Let's see if we can kind of suss out what's going on here. So A, B, X, 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 Y, 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 Y. A, B, X, Y. Down, down, up, up. A, B, X, Y. Left, right, up, up, A, B, X, Y. B, A, X, Y. Trigger, trigger. Bumper, bumper. Joysticks. A. Interesting. Okay. Was not expecting that to do anything. Minimize the Gradle stuff. Let's kind of look at our call stack. Main menu screen. We're ticking gamepad selection index. So it looks like I am doing something. It's just we're not communicating what's going on. So buttons.use controller button events. So the use button I think is A. So button order. Button is null. What is this gamepad select? What's this button order thing? Let's see where it's where's it defined? Array button of buttons, button order equals new array button. Okay. Where do we assign this darn thing? Button order.clear. Okay. Okay, so this is checking the size here. That's fine. Yeah, Chad, if you know what's going on here, like for example, what does this button order thing even do, and where does it get assigned? Let's go back up here. Can I right click? It's protected. Find usages. Assigned to the main menu screen. Okay, so here's the main menu screen. Okay, let's look for button order. Button order contains play and delete. Oh, so that's... it's used in the base menu classes to define how you navigate between elements with the gamepad. Should it be? But it should be updating the visit, like the how things are being displayed, right? Button order. Button order add start buttons 012. Okay. So let's go there. This is in show start buttons is new button 3. Where is start buttons assigned? Find. Why is my find window gone now? So yeah, so the main menu most likely has changed without the gamepad support changing with it. Yeah, that might very well be. Yeah, so let's just step through this code. Thinking this show should be. Yeah, so here, let's see what this is all about. Okay, so A. Start buttons. Start buttons are all null. Okay. All right, let's I guess let's browse our Git history, right? That seems like a thing to do. Chat says, could delete those there and add them when the table gets filled instead. Okay, so I guess it says make content. Yeah, there we go. Here's the play button, the delete button, and the options button. I think those might be the buttons we are so inclined to be thinking about. So let me go back, like Chad suggested, and maybe here. Let me. I think I might be able to edit and continue. Let's see. Button order add. Then let's go to make content. Yeah, there we go. B. And then I guess after here, I can do something like button order.add play button. I think that's correct. Maybe. And button order.add delete button. And finally, button order dot add options button. Okay. Can I do a build? No. I am running in debug mode. Recompile. Cool. 5 classes reloaded. So if I hit continue, let's see. Okay. Yeah, let me just restart it. Let's do debug. Okay. Those are getting added. That's cool. And then, okay, so now when we hit this breakpoint, we should, yeah, we should be okay. Let me just start mashing buttons. Oh, there we go. So button is play. Sure. I don't, sure. Yeah, there's no buttons there, buddy, but it did something. Did it crash? No pointer. Is it potential that selected save is null? That's what I think might be the thing tripping us up, because that's, well, that's okay. That shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah, no save selected. I think that's the issue, right? Sure, I can announce it on the Discord. Sorry. Let's do that. Okay, so that should be fine. We should add a check if a button is visible before letting you use it with the gamepad. That's a good option. But it's weird because I can hit these, if I hit up and down, I mean, I can't select the buttons with the gamepad at all, is the weird thing. And button, let's look at this property. Buttons is checked, is disabled. Is there like a visible or a hidden property or something like that? Visible is false. Yeah, so we could add that check right here. That would be a thing to do. So I think this is not in a loop or anything. So let's just do, I guess. I guess we just wrap. I can just wrap this, right? So if blah blah. There we go. If button.visible. Okay. Do that. Otherwise, don't. My breakpoint there. Gamepad menu mode equals true. Gamepad manager tick delta. Okay. Let's just stop it and rerun it. Again, so we should be doing something like, I think the up and the downs should be doing something. So it looks like when I use the left stick, it does something. So button is erase. So so Chad, what is the intended UX for this particular screen? Okay, here's the D-pad up and down. Let me see if this is actually being read correctly. So F9, F8, F9. So F9. So it looks like it does look like it's reading from the D-pad. So hit down, up, down, up. Weird. So it's reading my left analog stick as a D-pad? So I think you asked me this question yesterday, and the answer is still the same. We haven't really done much talking or thinking about changing the price of the Android game. Also, the issue with Android is because of the original build of Delver for Android is so old, we may end up creating a new SKU. So I'm not sure what the solution there is. The Android situation's a little sticky. Hey, Steven, thanks for popping by, man. How's life? Yeah, gamepad stuff. Stuff you're probably all about. Yep. Yep. No, I think, I mean, raising the price, I think, is the right thing to do because we have put a lot of time and effort into it over, the course of development. So D-pad directions, gamepad manager controller state, D-pad events, git. It's really weird that it's reading my left analog stick as a D-pad and not the D-pad. Okay, so direction is up. Gamepad selection index is 1. Gamepad selection index minus minus. If it's less than 0, aka loop. So what are we doing with this gamepad selection index? Um, Ba, 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 ba. So do we? I don't know if we. I don't think we're doing anything with this. Let me find if there's any other usages of this outside the class, maybe. This big screen, main menu screen. Gamepad selection index, not null. Um, how does the mouse do it? How does the mouse do it? Yeah, so I think this is okay. Let me get rid of that. So save game, save look. Select save button event. So is that what's getting called? Let's do a build, recompile. And got our hot swap or monkey patching. There we go. And I changed that. So if I were to left click that, yeah, we get this save button event. This comes from the main menu screen. So I'm thinking that somehow the gamepad probably needs to invoke this. Tengu Knight is talking about pricing a game, which is it's a hard thing to do, right? It all just depends. Select save button event. Loc is 0 and T is that. And then we go to this part in our call stack. Yeah, I mean pricing a game is always going to be an opinion. If there was a tautology, if there was a correct way to do it, then it wouldn't be such a hard thing to do, and people would understand why things are priced the way they are. But that's simply not the case. If that makes sense. Save loc and table selected. Do we use this? We do use that selected save table. Again, going back here in the call stack, can I expand this? I can. So we just add a click listener. This click listener just gets an input event, float x, float y. And this is added to the table. The table has a clicked event. Hey D-Bash, thanks for popping in. Haven't seen you in a while. How are things? And where does this loc and t property coming from? Okay, this comes from making the content. Gamepad selection index. Oh, work on your masters. Yeah, that might be a reason why you take some time off. No biggie. Yeah, I know that Felix was also working on his thesis, so it's yeah. I guess it's that time of year. Um, Gamepad selection index. This is interesting. So this looks like this gamepad selection index is actually going through um, the play, erase, and options, but not necessarily going through. Because I guess I would think maybe again no. Once the Steam version is finalized, we will then move on to our other platforms, um, to include potentially iOS. We'd like to, not 100%, but we'd like to. Okay, so I would think. Should the UX be here that when we hit up and down, we actually go through the 3 save slots and the options button, and then we can map the green play to the A button and the red erase button to the B? I don't know. Okay, well, spent half an hour on this, and this is still the main menu, so there's definitely an issue to be had there. Let's take a look at the in-game. So yeah, so the right stick looks around, left stick moves. That's all nice and gravy. If I remember correctly, A picks it up, and right-click attacks. If I were to grab this dagger, I can charge and hold. Left trigger also attacks. So the bumpers do this weird cursor thing. I think Chad and I both want to change this to to just have the bumpers just go ahead and just automatically just switch for you. I think that makes more sense than having this weird cursor mode. B is inventory, and it brings up this little virtual cursor, which I think is fine. I wonder if we should have some sort of acceleration here where the longer you hold it down, the faster it moves, and maybe try to snap towards these. I don't know. What is map? Oh, weird. Okay. Map is the hat button, and it looks like I can't get back from it when I click it. Yeah, that's weird. So if I hit M on the keyboard, I get the map, and I hit M, it goes away. If I hit the hat button, it brings it up, and I hit it again, and it does nothing. If I hit M, it goes away and comes back. And if I hit M, it goes away. So there's definitely some love needing to happen there. Yeah. I think, can I throw? Yeah. Why is throw? But I can't hold it down, which is interesting. Because if I hold down Q, I can throw stuff, but I can't hold down Y. That needs to be remedied. And I think, yeah. So let's make a list of things I'd like to do, and then we'll see if I can execute on that. Let's go to Sublime Text. Pygel. No Pygel. Let's do this. Sorry, BS Chess. Bye-bye. Delver bonus stream. Goals for today. Let's do something like rework default gamepad bindings. So I think for this, I want. That's also another question too. Is for example, in Delver, I guess we have 3 like menu buttons. If you think about it, we have the map, which is a menu. We have the inventory, which is a menu, and then we have like the pause menu. So, so right now, if I hit escape, it brings up the pause menu. If I hit M, it brings up the map, and if I hit I, it brings up the inventory. So what are some good defaults for the controller? Because I think right now, B is inventory, and hat is map, which is just a little strange. And then there's no. So this looks like I can navigate it. Weird. Okay, so so things to improve. On main menu. This is show save slot selection. 1.2. I think that's it. I've already handle, yeah. 2 should, so fix throw, find improved findings. So for other games, I assume that if you hit start, you would expect the pause menu. If we hit back, maybe inventory, and maybe up on the D-pad for map. I'm not sure. Let me look at the gamepad gamepad definition. Okay. Yeah, so we have use. Interesting. So if we look at this base menu, this D-pad, direction, gamepad, control state, D-pad event, control state, D-pad. Where does this come from? This is ours. So D-pad is a new array of D-pad events. Control shift, control and move. Control and move is a new vector 2. Okay, interesting. So left analog stick equals D-pad. I think that's correct. We're logging these D-pad events. Controller listener. Controller listener is provided to us by GDX, I assume. Looks like it. So D-pad is not defined here. It might be this POV thing. I think this is what might be the thing we care about. Button down, button up, axis moved. Yeah, so let me just put some breakpoints in these overrides and see what gets hit where. POV moved. What the? I don't know. Okay, so these are all the overrides. I'm just clucking my tongue at the top of my mouth. Nothing special there. I wonder what's your native language? I wonder if that has anything to do with it. So axis moved. So that's not it. Let's hit F9. So if I were to hit, yeah, these are the POV moved. Okay. Hotbar. So those are also bound to hotbar. Is that correct? Let me see. Yeah, they are. So Chad, is it intentional that the left analog is called the D-pad and then the D-pad is called the POV? Is that intentional design? I just want to make sure. I guess it doesn't matter what we call it internally. I just want to make sure that I'm correct on that. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if it's a sound that native English speakers can make more easily than other folks. Yeah, it's interesting. You speak Finnish. I've been interacting with the Quake community lately, and a few of those folks are Finnish as well. Gamepads treat the D-pad as a POV direction. So, okay, because for us, Chad, we have, I think, this we're calling the D-pad, and this we're calling POV. Is that correct? So here, I think in the gamepad definition, we have A, B, X, Y, L3, R3. So these are the hats. That makes sense. Bumpers, right bumper, left bumper. Then we have this axis left, axis. So this axis left X and axis left Y, that's the D-pad. And this axis right XY is the right analog. So here POV is called D-pad. Oh, this is getting confusing. Okay. D-pad up, D-pad down, D-pad right. Okay, so those are defined by us. Okay. Oh, okay. So maybe our treatment of this isn't super consistent. POV moved. Internally we can call it whatever. I just want to make sure that the language Chad and I use are consistent, is consistent. The D-pad is basically 4 buttons. Let me see how joystick. Device manager. Control. Give me my old-fashioned control panel. Joy. Game controllers. Properties. So axis. The triggers are also an axis. The point of view hat Maybe it's an 8-button thing. Or is it... internally, I'm not sure how it's read. Strange. And then hat, 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 and then all of our goody little buttons. Okay. Hey, Axelatine. Yeah, I know. I'd rather keep it as standardized as possible. Because it looks like we have a gamepad manager. I think somewhere chat is pointing me out, like somewhere we slam these two together where we have a definition. We slap find usages. Somewhere we slam these together to figure out what we're trying to do. So we have like a definition and something. So here's the controller state. Buttons, axis, move X, move X, look Y, trigger left, trigger right. Also, another thing I was thinking about too, maybe switch sticks for inventory. So if in menu mode, let the stick fake D-pad inputs for the menu movement. Okay, so that is intentional. That is fine. So that answers that question for me. I guess my big outstanding question is why we're not showing save slot selection. How to do that? So we have our up, down, left, right, control stick, control move X, Y. And our base screen, we have this game selection index, but I don't think we ever do anything with it. If you can, make it so that the D-pad left on stick used for that's exactly what that comment is letting me know is in this gamepad manager right here. It says in menu mode, let the move stick fake D-pad input. So that's what I was seeing, and that's why I was a little confused. But yeah, that totally makes sense. That's already how it works. But does D-pad input actually work then? So let's look at our base screen. D-pad direction. Let me try because okay. F9. Okay, that's fine. Button up, sure. Continue. There we are. So my D-pad isn't generating any events, but my left analog stick is, and they both should be from what I understand. Controller state D-pad events. So here in this game, where's the manager? I was looking at controller state. No, that looks just to be just a state thing. Gamepad definition. I don't think those are just the button layouts. Button, I think main menu screen. Somewhere here I was, yeah, here. Yeah, so here we manually push in these D-pad events. But it looks like control C D-pad events. D-pad manager. I think our POV hat stuff. This should stuff stuff into the POV events as well, right? This should, yeah, so this D-pad events. So this is a tick. If control state D-pad events size greater than 0. So this clearing it out also makes me. So if we don't clear it, do we get our D-pad events? So save. Let's monkey patch this. Then let's I guess continue. Okay. So then I'm still not getting. Okay, so these just there's just always D-pad events in here, or is it something with our zeroing on our It's strange. Okay, so maybe clearing those is okay. So go let's monkey patch it, and then let's continue. Yeah, so we're not actually pushing in. Because here for button up, we grab our controller mapping. We get a button for the button index pressed. Oh, then we look up the mappings, and we set the controller state to that. So I think something similar for POV moved. Yeah. Yep. If in menu mode. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do a if this on menu mode, and then if we're in menu mode, similarly we need to do something like how are we stuffing it in up here? D-pad right, D-pad left, D-pad down, D-pad up. Okay. The switch value. Okay, and do I remember how the syntax of a Java switch statement? Base. Ooh, nice. Thank you, IntelliJ. North, break. Base south, break. Base southeast, break. And case west, break. Okay. Interestingly, it doesn't seem to care about this POV direction, resolution operator. Okay, let me just clean up my code a tiny bit here, and then in case of let's look up here again. Yeah, so north should just be it should just be D-pad up, D-pad down, all the good stuff. So this dot control state, is that right? The D-pad events dot add D-pad up. Okay, and I can just copy that, paste that, paste that, paste that, and then so south is D-pad dot down, East is dpad.right, and this is dpad.left. Okay. I think that's fine. Let's do a Control-Shift F9. So I don't think I haven't changed the signature of any of the functions, so that should work just fine. Down. Cool. Yeah, that seems to have done the trick. Beautiful. So our gamepad selection index. So Chad, I'm thinking that the buttons right now the buttons that we're moving over are the actual play, erase, and options buttons, which doesn't seem correct. Is my understanding correct there? If we look at start buttons, button order. Okay, so let's take a look at, I think it's in the main menu screen here, then it's this button order. Contains play button, delete button. So this make content, we add play, delete. Then we have this, so this right here is the it looks like a bunch of table stuff. Yeah, all this table stuff. Oh man, thanks, Stephen. Yeah, UI menu code is so not fun. Thank you for the cheer. I really appreciate your support, Stephen. It means a lot to me. So the button order might need to turn a bit more generic. Yeah, the button order, I guess in theory, is like a tab order, right? It's a it should just be a list of things that we want to highlight, right? It's just a list of things that we need to show some sort of selection. I'm just curious why, like, main menu screen. So we have clicked listeners for all that junk. I'm thinking. Again, if people have thoughts, please share them. Let's see. Yeah, somewhere there's a click handler. Yes, select save button event. Yeah, it's inside of this, which is inside of the make content. So that is inside of make content. Yeah, so chat is saying we'll need to add the save tables into the button order somehow. Select save button event. Because I think this is just a table. Probably like changing the button order from a list of buttons to a list of Scene2D based actors instead, if that makes sense. because this is a table. A table is a widget group, is a group and a layout. There's an actor and a cullable. Actor cullable is a okay, so table extends a bunch of things. Changing the button order from a list of buttons. Yeah. Because then I think also if we look at button order, it is a list of button, which is button's actually a table. Interesting. Okay. That's curious. Uh-huh. We have a button order. I think in the base screen is where we actually use it. Yeah, so we do a button order, get the button. Button is visible. So we just fire off a clicked event. So it might be okay if we change it from list of buttons to a list of tables, and that should cover both. Let's give that a shot. So array of table called button order is a new array of table. Okay. And then what's it complaining about? What are you complaining about? Okay. And then here, this button order is, yeah, so that, wait. Oh, because yeah, it inherits from, yeah. So main menu screen is from that. And instead of that, okay. We have this 9 patch here. And we want the T has a click listener, so we want to, I guess we want to just add we want to just for this T is, I think that's the thing we want to track. So this dot button order dot add T, and then after all that we want to add the options, I think. Maybe. Let's try this. I think this will allow me to click buttons or click the okay, yeah, you're working as I expect, so I don't need to have breakpoints there anymore. F8. And this is a button. Yeah, this is the, okay, that should be fine. Yeah, so if I go down in A. Okay. Not behaving how I expected. Somehow I erased my button order. I think somewhere we're also shoving in play and erase, maybe? Yeah, so here we're shoving in play and erase. Here we should be adding all of that. So now it should be just limited to the 3 save slots. Hey Tyreek, how the heck are you? Come on, menu. Select. Select. What? Out of bounds exception index can't be greater than equal to. Hey Tyreek, I'm working on gamepad menu UI code, which is probably everybody's favorite thing to work on. Let's do it. So, yeah. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, so if gamepad selection index equals null, it's equal to 0. If gamepad selection index equal, yeah, so this can be factored out, I think. Let's pull that out of here. So if gamepad selection index is null, gamepad selection index equals 0. I think I can then pull these out. Let me see how that logic was working. Okay, so this one actually should look like this. There we are. And here, this one should look like that. Okay. So maybe we could have fake play buttons instead of the tables? Yeah, I was just thinking of being able to D-pad up and down through the tables and then pressing A to play or B to erase. I think that would be the best way to do it. And they're color-coded already, so I think that would be fine. Okay, so gamepad index equals. So this is gamepad index equals gamepad index plus 1 modulo buttons. That's perfect. And then same. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There should be a modulo on the up, right? We could probably just lift this, right? This should be this one. My question is, will that behave the same? Let me see. Let's go to. I guess we can go to our little buddy Python. That's my favorite thing, right? Because modulo should behave the same across all languages. -1 mod 3 is the same thing as 3 minus 1. Yeah, that should be fine. Should be fine. We'll see. Yeah, I also could. So that should work. Let's test it out real quick. Hmm. I just realized that I don't know where my phone is, and I'm expecting a call from Kinko's today. And when we double click it, I think if I selection index is 1. I mean, I think gamepad selection index should always be 0. I don't know why that would be nullable. Maybe. Actually, no. I think I know why that is. I think that's because we don't want to assume as a gamepad connected until we actually do some stuff. Let's add a breakpoint somewhere here. Let's see what's going on. So down. So gamepad selection equals 0. So I see why that was the way it is. Yeah, so that's what's happening is we're actually jumping over that. And now when I hit A again, our selection index is 1, so that's fine. And gamepad selection index is what? 3? Step. Direction D-pad down. Now direction D-pad up. Selection index equals gamepad selection index -1 modulo button size. That's 2. That seems to be correct. And up. Again, gamepad index should be 2, -1 modulo button size. Again, that should be now 1. Should still be 1, correct. Okay. I hit up. Selection index is 3. Yeah, something goofy is going on. Let me look for in our gamepad print println. No, it's not magic. I'm doing something stupid. I could feel it. Oh, system.out. How do we gamepad? Console manager. App.log. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. Yeah, I can just use some dirty stuff. So dx.log tag is in. Yeah, so this is a Delver input, and this is the message, something like game add selection index plus a gamepad selection dot to string. Okay. One. Here, let me drag this over to my other screen, and then we can 0, -1, 2, 0, -1, 2, 0, -1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0. Yeah, so the modulo is negative? Okay. So I should just be able to do something a little mathy here. So because the modulo should ignore that, but that should maybe straighten out. So 1, 0, 2, 1, 0. 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. There we go. That seems to have straightened that out, and F9. So up. Yeah. Gamepad selection size index can't be greater than equal to size. Why is that so weird? Yeah. Oh man, why is that? Where is this all modified? I thought it was just those. Just those 3 spots. Gamepad selection index. Oh wait, what? 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 If gamepad selection index not equal to null, it's equal to 3? What? What is that all about? Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. Huh. That's cute. Yeah. Let me fix. I think I'm not doing pixel art today. Let's say programming. There we go. Update my info. The folks looking for pixel art won't be disappointed. There we go. So, okay. So let's do gamepad selection index less than 0, or gamepad selection index greater than button order dot size. Is size a size is a property. Done. Okay. Up, click, down, click, up. Okay, that's slightly better. Actually, it's a lot better. Yeah, so what and then if I okay, so now if I look at the base screen, the main menu screen, and I dot add dot add. Ooh, should we make content? Yeah, let's make a look at make content. And then we're adding a button order add t, and then you need something like this button order add options button. That would allow us to scroll down to the options button, I guess. Should walking campfires do damage? Oh, probably not. It's a really low burning campfire. Hey, burned in effigy. So down, up, down, down. Okay, so the options worked. Oh man, we are. Oh, this screen is. Oh my goodness. Let's not have this be part of the gamepad select right now. I want to have workable gamepad stuff for tomorrow because I'm showing at an event in Seattle. So let's pull that options out of there. This might be a hacky. Sorry, Chad. Let's get rid of that. Let's also look at where's this gamepad selection. Hey, Johnny. Hey. Gamepad selection. That's the only place it's used there. Is it mostly used in base screen? Yeah, so if there is a D-pad event, yeah, I see definitely what Chad was doing with this now and here. Because here, if you hit down, it will select the first one. And then also probably the same thing here for going up. Yeah, a lot of times when people demo the game, they actually put that on back, which might not be a bad thing to do. The whole system needs a revamp. You can hack it together. Yeah, I will hack together what I can for the demo tomorrow to make it nice. That is such a good suggestion to do just to flip the y-axis. That should be easy enough to do. Says Joshua. Here, let me. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. I'm expecting a phone call from the printer to let me know when my my stuff for my booth will be ready, and they have still not called, which makes me a little worried. I'll probably give them a ring after this stream. Okay. And then okay, so within here, I can get rid of this. And then I want to fire this basically. Yeah, occasionally I do, or I might put it on a little thing. Something like let me just hack this. Let me do hack fix this future Joshua. Okay. Okay, so we get the yeah, that should work. Down? Yay! That's a thing. So basically now I need to just to add a, whenever you hit A, you select play, and B will erase. Little success! Feels like big success. Okay. So then... yeah, I've never used invert. Though it's funny, my little my little like my little 23-year-old brother, he's an invert kid, and yeah, we'd always gripe at each other when playing Call of Duty and stuff. Okay. The gamepad selection index not null and button order size. Gamepad buttons contains user true. Okay, so what I want to do is, so these are all still good. Buttons use identity true. What I want to do is I don't care about this anymore. Um, um, let's do something like this, and then no, don't you dare do that. If game.gamepad manager.controller state button events contains buttons used and true. So I think that's the thing I'm trying to replicate. And then else if else, there we go. Game.game add manager controller state button events contains buttons dot yeah, what's this? So we have our gamepad definition. So for our 360 pad, we have our A button is use and our B button is inventory. Oh. So we have use, attack, drop, inventory. Yeah, I want to also have like would it make sense to add more enumerations for buttons that don't like a because right now I'm thinking about having like a use and an inventory as a select and a back. Maybe we should also add a select and a back just to check. Maybe would that be slightly cleaner? I can make it buttons.inventory now just to make it work, but it's gross. Okay, so I think do I have too many contains? I have too few there, and too many like that. Expect else. Yep. Else if. So this is play button. Oh, this is the base screen. The base screen. Da, 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 da. Okay, so yeah, the base screen has no context for. Yeah, so basically we this button order is a list of things to tab through. And so let's look at this button order thing. Button order, what if I had something like, sorry, Chad, protected, protected. Table thing called like affirmative or a negative or a select deselect. Select button equals new button equals null. So what I want to do is okay. So this is like a context thing, right? So let me try to put this together as best that I can. Chad says maybe have an intermediary class with an enum type instead of the direct scene2d items, or in addition to. That might make sense. So I think what Chad is suggesting is I have this button order is a list of tables. But what it might be, what might be nicer is a list of objects that we can interact with. So we could say this object select, or this object confirm, or this object like yeah. Let's try that. That's sounding quasi sense making to me. So we could do a button order add new gamepad entry. Select save table. I kind of so I kind of grok that, Chad. You said a gamepad entry. I think I can just base screen. Gamepad entry. It's not quite a screen though. Where would this live? It's a gamepad entry, which is like a thing. I don't think I can define it here, can I? I think Java will be sad if I do this public class. Gamepad entry. It says you probably should put in your own file. Yup. I knew it was going to do that. Okay. Where's screen live? Screen lives in GDX. For the time being, I'll just throw it in here, and if we find a better place for it to live, gamepad entry. Oh, I can have nested classes. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Public class. Gamepad entry. Cool. Gamepad entry. We probably need a public gamepad entry constructor, right? The constructor should do something we want to give it. So I'm thinking it'll probably have something like a private table and a table and a private, like a handler, maybe like something like what to do on How do we do handlers? Handler. Actions delay, add action. We just add action. Make content. Down here. Yeah, we just add a listener, a new click listener. I guess I could just manually define it right now. Base screen has a table. We'll probably have, so this takes a table T. This dot table equals table. Let's call this table just so we're explicit. There we go. And then something like public void select public void deselect then this needs to yeah, that's not going to work quite like how I think it, because I want it to do something like call play button dot click, right? Not exactly that, but that's what I wanted. Or call erase button dot click is what I want it to do in theory. Yeah, so something like a select so I want to capture some of the scope from the main menu is what I want to do. That's my ultimate goal in this thing here. I mean, I could. Am I doing this the wrong way? How do I? Any reason play is on the left. Again, you have to talk to chat about that. Maybe we can pass in click listeners for the A button and B button into a gamepad entry. Yeah, that's what I'm trying. That's my brain is trying to get there, Chad. I'm not sure why it's not connecting the dots. A click listener. Do we? So which is a so from here, we would want to this button order add a T, but instead we want to do something like gamepad entry G equals new gamepad entry of T, and then we need to give it some handlers, right? But the problem is it's and almost what am I going about this the wrong way? Um, because this base screen, gamepad entry, the base screen also knows about this gamepad selection index. If we're hitting a button, the button is use. We want to get the entry and invoke something on it. This thing on it would hit the would call the listener. Base screen, something like protected array of gamepad entries. GE gamepad entries equals new array gamepad entry. There we go. And then click down here. Gamepad selection index not equal to null. Gamepad entry or gamepad entry entry equals this dot gamepad entries dot get at gamepad selection index, and then entry dot select, something like that. Yeah, definitely the button order thing will go away. They're just kind of living side by side for now. What is the antonym? Yeah, I want better verbiage for that, but that's fine. Entry deselect. Okay. And yeah, and then man, and then man, my Java chops aren't what they used to be. Table, entry. Public class gamepad entry listener is a thing. Maybe this is an event. Wrong language. And then it just has a public public void on press, and this has a private on select equals null, a gamepad entry listener, a private gamepad entry listener on deselect null, on select equals null, on deselect equals null. I think it's not liking this. I need the type because I'm spoiled by. Yeah, it doesn't like that. So let's do. Let's just make these not optional, right? We need these, I guess. We could potentially pass null ourselves, I guess. And then this dot on select equals on select, and this dot on deselect equals on deselect. Okay. And this is this dot on select dot on press. On deselect. Okay. All right, and then here, this would be something like a new gamepad entry listener. I think I can do that, right? New gamepad entry listener. And not liking the anonymous. Not resolve constructor. Does that need a constructor? I'll give it one. So what is it complaining about? Equals new gamepad entry. There we go. There we go. And then here we can specify an @override. And this is a public void. Take care. On press. Method is not right. Entry listener. Void on press. Yeah. Take care. Have a good one. Method does not override from its class. Click void. You click listener, clicked Control B. Sure. No, that's not right. You click listener. Yeah, I think it's just being override. I don't think I have anything fancy there. Maybe. Oh boy. Is it not like passing these anonymous functions as a I could just have mutators to do that. We could try that. Is that what's going? Oh, I think that's the printer calling me. Hang on, real quick. I gotta take this call. Or not. Or they'll just leave a voicemail. That's fine too. Okay. Instead of that, let's just do this. This. Then let's do a public void set on select. This is a gamepad entry listener. On select. And then this is this dot on select equals on select. Is that more copacetic? So let's cut that. Make this a little bit easier. Not a one-liner, but we'll see. And then g dot set on select. I've had new gamepad entry listener. Because we're just throwing a new class here. And then at override, public void on press. And why does it say it's not overriding from its superclass? It's oh, because I'm a dummy because I'm using the wrong casing. Oh man, was that it the entire time? Oh, Joshua, Joshua! You just undo all this jazz. And then in here, okay. Oh, there we are. There we go. Okay. Cool. And then here I just need to have something like play button dot on click. How do I invoke it? Actually, I do it in the base class, right? Over here, base screen. I was doing it. Click listener.clicked. So I cast. Okay, so button.get listeners. Instance of click listener. I really wish there was an easier way to get all the listeners of a particular type. That's all right. I mean, if this is what works, this is what works. And then a main menu screen, like that. Sure. This is equal to in play button dot get listeners. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's just test this big cockamamie thing and see if it actually works. Oh, my down is no longer working. Oh my goodness, what did I break? Oh no. Oh no. Where's my base screen? D-pad. None of that's working? Gamepad selection index. So I haven't changed any of this. Oh, my controller was off. That's a thing to probably have turned on. There we go. Yes. There we are. And play. Oh, don't like that. Yes, because I haven't built this out. Yes, that makes total sense. Main mini screen. Yes. Gamepad entry. G. And this dot gamepad entries dot add. And then the same thing here on the deselect. What's the other button? Delete button. This is the, okay. That seems fine. Okay. Still works. Yay, there we go. And that should start our game. Perfect. Hey, Slayer Darth. Okay, yeah, it's weird that this is up and down and not left and right, but that's okay. So I can say, what about erase? Erase that. New? Quit. Okay. Hit erase. Shouldn't do anything. That kind of works. Yeah, it does kind of work. I'd rather. Also, let's here on this one, I guess, on press. If this dot delete this dot delete, no, if delete button dot is visible, if we're not visible, return. Don't do any clicks if we're trying to delete a visible thing. Yeah, no, I stopped doing my BS chess stream because I don't know, I wasn't really into it and people weren't really watching it, so yeah. So this is working a little bit better. Start new game. There we go. Yeah, let me bind. I just really don't like having oh man, I really don't like having the inventory button bound to the back, like the back button, like a we need a confirm and a cancel button, and right now I'm using U as an inventory. But I'd rather not use inventory. I'd rather use button events, control state button events, control F, button events. Control state add button if button equals buttons.drop. So if I add new buttons, does that goof things up? So if I were to say something like select and cancel, and then we have our gamepad definition. And I said, and I have multiple key and value. I cannot, it looks like. Wait, index of key. Key. Index equals -1. Wait. Let me just try it. I don't think it will work, but let's try it. Buttons dot select, and oh, this is the Ouya. Sorry, Ouya. This is select and cancel. And let me just put breakpoints in there. I'm really curious to see how this works. And also in our base screen now, I can say button.select, buttons.cancel. Let's try that. Debug. Okay, so step into, so index of key, 0. So keys at index. Yeah, I'm worried that it's overwriting and not actually like it's called again. Interesting. Okay, continue. getting called a lot. Go. Interesting. Yeah, so that is definitely breaking the oh. Yeah. So you can't have it bound, like you can't have do multiple. Yeah. So what's the best way to do this? Because the menu mapping is going to be slight. Like I don't want you to be able to remap the buttons for controlling the menu screen. That just seems odd. Okay. Gamepad manager. Yeah, because the buttons should only return one thing back. Buttons, buttons, entry. Add button. What is this button? We have a raw. Now we have the button index here. I could look up the. Is there a reverse lookup for the mapping? Button mapping. So given a integer, I get back an enumeration. So going the other direction is also like this. So this is a one to many, but array map button mapping. Yeah, I'm trying to think out just a good way to just always get specific buttons on the controller where I'm at. Gamepad manager control state button. And right now this needs to be inventory and use, even though they can move, which is not good. And then need to get rid of select and cancel because that approach is not going to work. That's okay. Menu mapping as well as button mapping. Oh, that may work. That may work. So, state, button, screen, give a definition. We have a button mapping. And a menu mapping. That may work. That may work. Let's try that. So we have an axis mapping and a button mapping. That's actually a good suggestion, Chad. Let's do that. Let's do array map. Type integer. Integer to control state buttons. Let's say let's add a public enum menu buttons, and those can be our select, select and cancel. There we go. And then here, this can be a control state dot menu buttons, menu mapping equal to new array map manager, oh, yada yada yada. Okay, cool. And then now for our 360, we can say something like this. Menu mapping dot put Xbox 360 pad dot button A, and then this will be menu buttons dot select, and I can duplicate this and then have cancel, and this needs to be button B. Okay, so we have this menu mapping for our 360 pad. Okay, cool. And this actually gets used somewhere. Gamepad definition. We have our definition. So we have our gamepad. This is our control and definition. Button events, and then we can maybe also have a public array of menu buttons called menu buttons events. This new array of menu buttons, and then in here we can do the same sort of thing. So this is handling all that. Button events, add button, and so this is handle button mapping. Yeah, there's a G there. And then handle menu button mapping. Okay, give myself a little bit more real estate. Okay, so menu buttons, menu button equals definition dot menu button mapping dot get at button index. So yeah, so here we don't necessarily want to return, do we? So we need to think about that. So if it's, we don't want to, this is like, this looks like that. I want to flip it. I want to do something like, if button is not equal to null, do all this crazy stuff. Okay. Then maybe push this up here. I guess, do we use this return anywhere? Maybe. I have to assume we do. Boolean results equals true. Return result. How about return or equals false? If we go into here, result is true. And here, if similarly if menu button not equal to null, result is equal to true. This also equal to true. We are using our gamepad. We want to say something like if menu button dot equals menu buttons dot select. Actually, do we care? Do we care about this here, or do we just care about this event that gets fired? Let's just fire the event and see what happens. Controller state dot menu button events dot add menu button. Then we also need this button state button where is it here? Screen dot clear. Button order dot clear. Gamepad manager. Oh goodness. Button down. Controller state button events. Menu button events. Button events. Yeah. So then controller state dot menu button events dot clear. Okay. Do all that jazz. Okay. On a main menu screen now, we can say here, this on press gets called I didn't grind through all this programming stuff. I genuinely enjoy it. It stimulates an entirely different half of my brain. So the nice thing about programming is it is either correct or not, versus like creative stuff like art and music is not necessarily correct versus not correct. It's just like a subjective scale of you know, like taste. Okay, so on press, this gamepad entry listener gets invoked on the base screen. A gamepad entry. So this is buttons.use. This is this should be menu button events contains menu buttons.select. Correct. And this one should be cancel. Okay, and then this one should be the menu button events. There we go. And that should fire that off. Okay. This button order stuff shouldn't really be needed anymore. Or is it? Or wait. The thing I added here, the gamepad entries. So the gamepad entries should replace button order, I'm fairly confident. So let's look at all the usages of button order. So I really should have something like gamepad entries.clear. I think here. I'm just going to kind of audit all this stuff and slowly pull out the button order stuff. Okay. So this is the D-pad stuff. So this should be gamepad entries.size greater than 0. Okay. And again, all this stuff should be based off of the gamepad entries instead of button order. So gamepad entries dot get dot table. I think, is that a public property? Let's make it a public property. There we go. That should be fine. Where else are we using button order? We're not. So let me remove that, go up here. Are we using button order here? No, we're not. Cool. Fingers crossed. Hold on to your butts. No, programming does not get, it doesn't get boring. It's just that I get tired. Programming takes a different type of... Okay, wow, that worked. Okay. Wait. Erase. Yay! This actually works. That's really cool. So my... Okay, something's up with my selection, though. Let's troubleshoot the selection, right? Because it seems to think there are more things there than are. So it's acting like there are 6 entries. 2, 3, 4. 6. Yeah. Weird. Maybe my modulo thing isn't working like I think it's working. Gamepad selection. I think it's just in base screen. I'm trying to make a good little dungeon crawler. I'm trying really hard. Again, let's do a gamepad selection index. Let's just go ahead and do a GDX log and do that stuff here. So somewhere within here. Something like gdx.app.log Delver input, and then string message should be something like gamepad, actually just paste, right? Gamepad selection index plus string go. Maybe I need a semicolon. It's very kind of you to say, Dakota. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this off screen. I'm gonna just see what this says. So 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 0. If I hit erase, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so something is going on. something's going on. Is the table getting recreated? I'm thinking maybe whenever I call make content, I probably ought to clear out I might need to clear out this these gamepad entries. So let me try that up here and make content. There's buttons. This is the 9 patch. So let's just, I guess, do it up here. Yes, let's get rid of these button order things we don't use anymore. And then let's do something like this dot gamepad entries dot clear. Use button order anywhere. This dot button order dot add t. Okay, don't use that anymore. Button order. Clean that up. Okay. There are no more button orders there. Let's get rid of that. There's no more button orders here. And let's see if that is the issue. Cool. Yeah. I'm glad my hunch was correct. Okay. A. Down, down, down. Up, up. New. Okay. Yeah, so it looks like it was look. Okay, blah. It was recreating the table upon erase. So let me do that. And I'm going to slide it over here. We're going to look at the indices that get spit out. Right now, it's between 0 and 2, as we expect. I'm going to erase this. And then that's 1, that's 0. Okay, yeah. That seems to have done it. Yay! Yeah. You care about recreation. All I can think of are round corners I would try to add instead. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I think the recreation I'm talking about is about building out that menu screen after you hit the erase button is specifically the recreation I'm talking about. Let's do a clear. Let's do a get status. Let's go get diff. So yeah, adding menu buttons, adding menu button events. That seems good. Adding a mapping for the menu mapping. Adding. I should go through and just real quickly. Being a good developer, I should put these menu mappings as appropriate as I could think. Yeah, some of this stuff is going to be really a lot of. Yeah. So did I didn't. Yeah. This looks fine. If menu mode. Yeah, that's fine. Do I that import in base screen Java? Do I need it? Let's look at my imports. I guess I can get rid of these imports. But I do need table because I guess I am using it. Okay, cool. Entry listener, gamepad entry. On Windows, we do deliver a packaged version of Java. On Linux and Mac, I am not so sure. Button order clear. Okay, that seems fine. Cleaning that up, that seems fine. Get rid of this. Pardon me, to get rid of that log, and that is in. What file am I in right now? Is that base screen? I think. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Okay. I don't like, why is it importing everything from scene? I don't like this import star in main menu screen. Why is it importing star? I don't like that. So scene 2D. I guess we have it in some places. It's probably not the worst thing. Ugh, okay, I'll live with it. Yeah, gamepad entry is clear. Gamepad entry. That's fine. Yeah, the button order stuff's all cleaned up. That's it. Okay. I don't care about that or that or that or that. Looking at all the stuff I've changed. The definitions, I should put these as appropriate in the other controllers, just to be a good I think we bundle an ancient version of Java. I'm not entirely certain. You have to talk to Chad about that. Ba, 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 ba. So I guess O and A are what I want on the Ouya controller. So I want this select and cancel. Let me just copy this chunk. And then down here, I'll do Ouya button A. Goes here. And Ouya button O. Or wrong way around. So there A, okay, and then there O. Okay, and this should be select and cancel. Cool. Then here's our 360 pad. 360 OS X pad. Okay, let me just do that real quick. And that is the menu, yeah, menu mapping. Okay. This needs to be a 360 pad, a 360 OS X pad. There we go. I think that's fine. Sony pad. I think is it X is confirm and circle is cancel? Is that correct? Please, Sony folks, please let me know. I'm going to assume that is, but please let me know. I could also maybe just quickly Google that. PlayStation select and yeah. So I guess in the U.S. it's flipped versus in Japan. Yeah, in the West, yeah, in the West it is the X button. Okay, weird. I think you understood me at the most. I think the people who use those controllers is what I was referring to. There we are. Moga. Moga controller. Looks like, wait. Looks like A and B. I think A is on the bottom, B is at top, but I think that's okay. So let me just copy, I guess. Moga Pro. This needs to be Moga Pro pad. we go. Cool. So that should all be fine. So this that should be the definition for all of our definitions. So we have the menu stuff. So future chatter Joshua isn't perplexed why that stuff's not working. Okay, down, 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 up, 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 up. Okay, that seems to work okay. Go. Escape. Quit. Erase. Yay. Go. Escape. Quit. New. No worries. You can keep chatting. I may intermittently answer. I appreciate you enjoy the stream. Thank you. Yeah, the flames were fun to do. It's a combination of animation and systems. It's pretty fun. All right, so this is actually in a pretty decent shape. I'm pretty happy with where this is at. So let me commit the changes here. So let's do a git status, git add dot git commit -m, and we're saying something like we're improving menu controller. Git push. There we are. Yeah. Yeah, I do hope this is successful. You know, Delver will help me help me continue to be an independent creator. But if not, I am lining up contract work. It's not a big deal. Yeah. So it looks like Minecraft uses X for inventory. Yeah, let me try. What's with you and liking intense games, Dakota? I like chill games would probably be nice for me. I'm getting old. Sorry, just typey. Okay. Yeah, let me try playing around with goals for today. Rework default game. So I got the this stuff straightened out, which I was kind of worried I wouldn't be able to, which is pretty cool. This was only a menu thing, which is fine. Let's play around with some of this other stuff. See if I can get to it. Let's do something like this. Rework default gamepad bindings. Yeah, let me try to find some just quick. So I can just update it real quick here in this definition. I'm using a 360 pad. So A for use seems good. Let me. So I think button X should be inventory because that lines up with Minecraft pretty well. And drop in Minecraft is B. I don't know, that might not be applicable to us. We don't really have a use for the Y, I guess. L3, yeah, the map. I'd rather have the map on something else other than those hats. Those hats seem like an odd choice. Hotbar right, hotbar left. I don't know if I can change the. Okay. Hotbar right, hotbar left. I'm curious how the mouse does it because the mouse doesn't use these. Look X, look Y, trigger left, trigger right. Those are fine. I mean, I could make Y map. That would be fine. Do I have start? Button mapping dot put Xbox 360 pad dot button start and buttons dot. What's our escape? We have start. We have a start. Okay. Buttons dot start. What does that even? What does that even do? I hope it does what I think it does. And a semicolon would be good. Ba, 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 ba. Play. Okay. Yeah, so start doesn't do what I think it would do. Let me audit and see what it actually does, because I want start to do this. Let's take a peek. Find usages. Do back action? Yeah, so if gamepad, yeah, that should be fine. If event keys contains escape, return true. Action.item next and action.item previous are the mouse scroll actions. Now. Cool. So that should be I think Chad is giving me a tip on how to do this hotbar left, hotbar right. We don't do actions here, do we? I think he's meaning for me to interpret that somewhere in where. Pad manager, action, gamepad definition, action item underscore next. This is for a key binding. Where else is this used? Key bindings, key order is okay. Game input. Do next item action. Action item next. New mouse scroll. Newly mouse scroll up. This action item next. Do use action, do drop action, do map action. Action, use, buttons, use. Do map action. Do item next, item, action item. Where do these requests get submitted is my question. Input, okay. Action item next is what I wanted. Open and find window. Screens. But not in the options, in the input. Key bindings put. The key binds. Okay, so this is our key bindings. Our key bindings action item next. So we might be somewhere. We might be grabbing the key bind and game input. So do we look at key bindings somewhere? Yeah. So action is action requested. Action request is false. Action request to keys or equals keys down this. And the do next item action could also look for a key button event. Okay, that's also do next item action. Yeah, that would be fine too. Oh, so I mean, let me look at this. This is buttons. So could I just pass in this button? Is that all I have to do? This buttons, instead of null, I could say buttons dot hotbar right. Is that right? And this one could be buttons dot hotbar left. Is that right? Is that correct? Let me jump in and make sure that's if it's just that easy, that would be super convenient. Awesome. Okay, niner. Okay, let's pick up a few things. Okay. Yay! It's still doing the old thing too, but that is definitely better. Yeah. So Chad is saying do an audit for the hotbar action. So yeah, that is correct. Let's do that. So let's just do a real quick audit on here. What did I recently change? Yeah, this hotbar left. Let's open this in Find window and figure out wherever we are using our hotbar left. In the player. Okay, so this stuff I can let me just comment this out for the time being. Okay. Let me give that a whirl. Play. Yay. And we don't exceed our hotbar, which is nice. Yeah, this is feeling better. Liking it. So my next thing I want to solve is this throw. I'd really like to put the throw. Wait. Oh, that's the. So this is the. Here, let's use the dagger, because this is the attack, and I would like to have the throw be something we could hold up, and probably on the left trigger. I think that would it would be nice because it's something we can. Yeah. So let me try. Let me commit my changes here, because I do like this. This is good. Feels nice. Okay. So let's quit, and let's do a good status. See where we're at. Get diff. That looks fine. What did I change there? Oh, I'm fiddling around with the the definition. I'm kind of yeah. I'm trying to find a difference. Yeah. So let me just get where get add dot get commit dash m working on hotbar gamepad controls get push. There we go. Okay. So I'm curious now. I'm gonna look at where we use drop and see why it behaves differently for the gamepad than for the keyboard. And I don't care about assets. I care about do drop action. I wonder if it is sufficient to put the wait. Is drop pressed? Is drop pressed? Maybe a pressed versus held thing. Toss held item. Okay, let me hit a breakpoint here and just kind of look at the stack trace on how we get there and see what's different about the keyboard versus the gamepad. And looking at that trace, we can hopefully figure out what we need to change. Okay, so we have the bone. We can hold Q to wind up, and then we let go, and then it goes into toss held item. So we have this player. If input is drop pressed, if we go here, is drop pressed return? Oh, so this only checks for the key bindings. What we ought to do is do something like this, maybe. Interesting. Yeah, we might need to do something more like this. Yeah, so F9. And then versus something like this where we hit this. And that actually never hit any of those. That's curious. So is drop pressed. These are keys down? And it almost need to look at newly. I don't want newly requested per se. Is action requested? I want to also check in here. I want to say something like bool result equals action requested. Oh, is action requested. Is action requested. And this takes in an action. Action.drop. Boolean. Okay, let's do that. It seems you're taking two very different paths to get to this drop thing versus throw thing. Oh, this is getting called every frame. So let's add a result. Okay, let's grab that, and that never gets called, but this one does. Okay, so I need to figure out what's where this could be happening. Game input, gamepad definition. We have a drop, buttons.drop. Let's look for this everywhere. Or let's look for find usages. That's probably a better thing to look for. The gamepad definition, gamepad player. If controller state button contains controller state buttons. Oh. Yeah, this looks like there's just a different. There's just a straight up different. Just a different path that we take for gamepads. Yeah. Okay, so I just need to unify this. So is input drop pressed or this? Okay, well this will get cleared out though, won't it? That's the problem, I think. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. See what that does. Yeah, that just instantly drops it. Interesting. So if I add in a thing here, that hits. But then also, yeah, the next call it doesn't. Actually, let me. Okay, let's see. It's not quite right. Control state. I think we also have a control state also has some properties in here. I don't know if these are for held. I think they just might be attack. Yeah, attack might be okay. Let's look at game there. Attack is attack pressed or controller state dot attack. Okay, so this must be gamepad manager attack controller state. This is button up. Okay. So I could probably do this controller state dot here because we're tracking that. So controller state dot attack. So instead of saying that, checking for the event. Drop controller state drop. I think that might be what I'm looking for. Let's monkey patch it and let's go. Oh, my breakpoint's gonna mess me up. Oh no. Okay, let's try that again. Whoa! I think I threw it through the wall. Oh my goodness. Perfect. Yay! Success. Catch it. Okay. Let's see if I can do that. No, I can't. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now, beautiful. So I want to put that on the left trigger if possible. Well, there have definitely been streams in the past where I have when making crazy unique weapons, I've killed myself by bouncing them off of walls. Okay, that's good. So controller state drop. So in our gamepad manager, so in our gamepad definition, for 360, we don't have attack, do we? We don't. We just have this right trigger, left trigger. Let's look for this right trigger, figure out where it's being used. Not in the definition, but maybe in the manager. So left trigger or right trigger. Yeah. So it looks like this chunk of code is what's handling definition.combine triggers. What is this definition.combine triggers? Easy mode, both triggers are different mappings. Definition 360 pad combine triggers equals true. That might mean that they use the same axis, maybe? I'm not sure. So if I get rid of, so if I just say if axis trigger right, go. Play. Yeah, no, that's, oh yeah, so that actually broke, yeah, that broke it. Let's take a look at the code. If axis equals trigger right, interesting. Control Shift F9. Okay. Yeah, interesting. So axis is trigger left. Oh, weird. So it reads trigger left even though I just hit the right trigger. Okay, yeah, because they're a single axis. So yeah. So if value, yeah. So right trigger, left trigger. So we have to do some magic. Yeah. Yeah. So I could, yeah. I think for now I can just control a state. Oh man, it's control a state drop. That might mean we can do both at the same time, which might be bad. Let's monkey patch that. Go back here. Yeah. So if I wind it up and then weird. Okay, that's. Yeah, it's not working super great. Yeah, I am really perplexed as to what it's doing now. Let's just call putting the throw on a button a win right now. I can worry about doing this fancy trigger stuff in the future. Okay. And it's been wow, it's been 3 hours. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, let's just do a. I need to yeah, do some stuff. So let's Let's run through and see what we got accomplished. I think it's been a pretty productive stream, actually. So I can throw with B. I can get my little menu here. I have my map here, but I can't. My map is still messed up. I'll have to figure that out. Yeah. Oh crap. Yeah, this is definitely feeling a lot better. Catch. Yeah, and again, left. Both triggers are still bound to attack. That's okay. I'd like to maybe tonight I can work on straightening out the issue with the map, and I can work on doing the quick invert view, and I'll be ready for my my show tomorrow. So let me just go ahead and wrap everything up. Let me do a few things here. Let me get to my little checklist or my cheat sheet. Hey, I'm Joshua. That's what it says. This has been a Delver bonus development stream. It has been a long bonus stream, but it's been very productive. We have some much improved and much needed gamepad support. The main menu is way more navigable. Play has been tweaked, or in the gameplay, the gamepad's been tweaked a little bit. Pretty excited. Tomorrow at the G2 event in Seattle, I'll be showing Delver in the indie game space area thing. Come say hi. I will have candy. And I'll be demoing the latest and greatest version of Delver, so please stop by. What else? Oh yeah, you can follow me here on Twitter, or you can follow me here on Twitch. Over there on Twitter at Joshua Skelly in both places. I try to keep it simple. Also, I am a Twitch affiliate, which means you can subscribe to me. I'm not gonna get rich off of that, but I consider it to be like a tip jar. So if you find what I do interesting or entertaining, or you just want to see more of it, please feel free to subscribe. It means the world to me. If you're a Twitch Prime person, you get one of those free a month. Why not throw it my way? The people who have thrown it my way are Louis Carl Actual, Neil Slichter, Fifth Elephant, Nix Rod, A Literal Train, Smith, Dr. Kegel, Glass Casket TV, and Codrake. Thank you all so much for supporting me and my independent game or independent creator craziness that I'm doing right now. It means a lot to me. So I will probably have a very brief stream on Sunday, but I won't be streaming until, so brief stream on Sunday, and I'll be at the conference Saturday and Sunday, so tomorrow and Sunday. So have a good rest of your weekend. If I don't see you until then, I'll be back on Sunday or Monday, probably Sunday. All right, folks, bye.